All right, here we go. We Like Dota is brought to you by the generous support of our patrons. To find out how to help support the show, go to WeLikeDota.com and follow the links to our Patreon page. We Like Dota, episode 114, starts now. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to We Like Dota, the internet's casual Dota 2 podcast. I'm Brian Saboninger, and joining me this evening is Josh Dreams Roberts. Hello, Josh.
Hello, Brian. How you doing?
Doing fine. So we're recording during Game of Thrones time right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt.
So we've got Ray Gagne here in the chat room. He's our one viewer. So thanks for joining us, Ray.
Oh yeah, hey buddy.
But we have an action-packed show today. We have patch 6.87 to talk about.
We're late to the game.
Late, which I think is kind of fine.
Yeah, I think
because,
it's fine
too. We've never offered great statistical analysis.
That's true.
On the patch, and usually I've said things that are just wrong.
That's also true.
But we're here to talk about it and what it means to casual players.
And provide entertainment.
And provide entertainment. That's what we do.
That is what we do.
So every episode we do a disclaimer. We don't know what we're talking about, but we like Dota, and we like to talk about it. And we have fun with it.
No way. That's the name of our podcast.
It is,
Can you believe it?
I can believe it, yeah. So it has been nice. We've had like about a week to kind of chew on the patch a little bit.
I mean, it came out. Did it come out on Monday? Yeah, because we were joking about how it was going to come out on Tuesday or like the day after that we did a podcast, and
because Manila had like just finished up. ESL 1 Manila, and then they launched it. So, all right. Well, with all that said, let's get into Dota feelings, and we're going to talk about how our week went.
Okay.
Oh yeah! Oh, look at it go! Oh yeah!
Welcome to Dota Feelings, where we talk about how our week in Dota went, and I'm not going to do what I learned this week because I did not prepare ahead of time. So there's that. But Josh, how'd your week go?
I played the least amount of games in a week I've played in a very long time. It looks like I played a crap ton last Sunday night. I played like 4. And then a couple the next day. And then I went 4 days without playing, which is big for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then last night I played an Ember Spirit with you.
Yeah, we actually streamed.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
We streamed with Diddy Mitch and the Plaid Pirate.
Yeah.
AKA Sam from the intern team. Not intern team. What am I thinking? The admin team.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a ton of fun. And then I had a low priority match. You
got in low priority again?
Yes, listen. I didn't abandon any matches. Like Steam and Dota just like took a crap on me.
Dude, how do you keep winding up in low priority?
Dude, that one was not my fault. Like, it just disconnected me from the game, and then Dota froze. So then I closed it out, and then Steam crashed. And then when I went to load Steam up, it was like, Steam not found. And so like I had to restart my computer.
That's really weird.
Yeah, and by the time I got in, it was like everyone disconnected, got a low priority match. But
yeah.
I mean, it was good. I ended up going Mirana mid, and we won. So I'm on a low priority. That's it.
Congratulations.
Yes. The Dota gods were shining on me today. Well, yesterday. So, yeah.
Nice work.
I went 23-3 on Ember Spirit on that game we streamed. That was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
Bought 2 rapiers.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know if you should buy a rapier, Josh. I don't know about this. And then Mitch is like, look, either we win or we lose. And it's like, do we want to win?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, because we had to.
Yeah, we had 2 sets of racks down.
Yeah.
And they had a tower down or something like that. So it was like, well, might as well do it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why we wouldn't at that point, I guess, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was like, I made the call right after the fight. So, I mean, I could see where, like, it didn't sink in that we may just lose this game, you know?
Yeah, right.
So.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
So I...
what about you, Brian?
Well, I played... I'm trying to figure out what all happened here. I think I'm currently 5-1 in this current patch, which is strange for me. So, well, let's talk about strange, because Jared and I, it would have been Thursday night, either Wednesday or Thursday night.
Yeah.
We got in 2 matches together. It was Thursday night, and like that doesn't happen.
Yeah, no.
And even crazier, we won both of them.
Okay.
So,
what did Jared play? I'm curious.
Well, we did a...
Did he feed off lane?
No.
Okay.
He did great.
And that's why you won.
Well, we did a... Well, I'm not sure how... He had the most deaths on our team. He didn't feed in lane, though. Which normally happens.
Yeah.
So we did a Axe and Venomancer lane.
Okay.
And we got like 4 kills in lane.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We went crazy in lane.
Was he on the Axe?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was on the Venomancer. And we were playing... we were playing with this Phantom Assassin that built BKB,
okay,
brown boots,
okay,
and 3 Battle Furies. And that was all she had.
No, why?
It was insane. Okay, so with 3 Battle Furies, you're at the point there where your cleave damage is more than your single right click.
No way.
Yeah. So like the people
you're work or?
Oh yeah, she went 22, 4, and 9.
Wow.
825 GPM.
825. Yeah. That's large.
Yeah. Like, oh no, I'm sorry. 825 XP per minute. 670 GPM.
Okay.
Still pretty good though.
Yeah. Why didn't she go like bots, like Boots of Travel or something?
She was going for the YOLO build. She was like, "What should I build next?" And we were like, "Dude, build another Battle Fury."
Nuh-uh.
And she did it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we had fun. There was awesome. Also so part of my grievance with this new patch, and we'll get into this later, is that more items are being added, which on the one hand I'm okay with, and on the other hand, it ticks me off. Anyway, so we had a Luna who bought Echo Saber, which you get the stats from, but the passive on that only works on melee heroes.
Yeah, and she's ranged.
Ranged, yeah.
What?
So didn't think that one through great. But that was fun.
Yeah.
So I've played, and then we did an all random game.
Okay, and that's where you get a random hero, correct?
Yeah, mine was Troll Warlord.
Okay.
Which I do okay on Troll.
Yeah, you played him before.
And Jared had Bloodseeker. We had Bloodseeker, Troll, Anti-Mage, Dazzle, and Death Prophet.
Okay. How'd that go? Obviously you won.
Fine, we won. Jared actually did really great on Bloodseeker
because did he buy an Ags?
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yes, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
He went 9, 2, and 10 on Bloodseeker. Okay.
You know what? It's probably the added movement speed
that helped him out.
He can run away. Yeah.
When things really turn south, he just runs away.
Oh man.
Yeah. So so we did this thing where we were just like, all right, we're just gonna fight for farm in lane.
Yeah.
And I'm here to tell you, he greatly beat my CS in lane.
Okay, you were Troll though.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in the course of the game, I beat his CS by like 50 because I came out of the lanes like pretty
poor.
Pretty poor.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to do anything. I might as well just farm and then use my ult when they need it.
Yeah.
And it was fun.
And at that point, that's actually I think that's a good strategy because, Bloodseeker, you may use the farm a little better, but if Bloodseeker gets to the early farm and then he kind of roams for 7 minutes, kind of, and snowballs a little bit, and then he snowballs, and then you go to the farm to jungle and get a lot of, get your farm and all that, and then you take over when Bloodseeker falls off, And I know Troll isn't a late game carry, but
yeah, Bloodseeker kind of turned into like a walking alt at that point.
And like, hey, run out of my silence, like, run away.
Yeah.
I think that would be the way it turned out was good. So.
Yeah. And I played a match as a support Mirana, which went pretty. We won, but it went pretty poorly for me. Like, it was probably one of the worst support Mirana matches I had.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to play her as a core and go Ags. And I still wanted to go Ags. So I just built Arcane Boots and went straight into Ag Scepter. I'm here to tell you that Ag Scepter on Mirana is crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You get a passive Starstorm that goes every 8 seconds. Doesn't cost any mana.
Yeah. Okay. It doesn't cost mana.
It's insane.
So, and if no one is around creeps, enemy creeps or enemy heroes, it doesn't go off, correct?
Yeah, right.
Okay. So it's not just like shit's falling from...
Well, if there's like creeps or enemies around, it will.
Yeah. But you could like technically kind of load it up and then go into a fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I think I read that there's like the potential to do like... I think if you catch somebody out with that, it does... like over 1,000 magic damage because they get hit with 2 Starstorms and then they get hit with the bonus
with the
star.
Yeah,
twice.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So that's really good. There was a Witch Doctor that went mid against a Shadow Fiend.
Oh no.
The Witch Doctor went 13, 6, and 6. What? This is like I told Jared about this match and I was like, don't read into this too much.
Oh no.
But Witch Doctor just beat a Shadow Fiend mid.
That shouldn't happen.
It shouldn't, but it did. It was a bad Shadow Fiend.
Shadow Fiend right clicks and raises the crap out of Witch Doctor, and he's screwed.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So that shouldn't happen, but it did.
Yeah.
Which just goes to show, we always talk about, optimal builds, and people talk about items that are bad, and lanes that are bad, and all sorts of, you should build this and everything. At low skill. Relatively low skill. I think we're in like the middle of the range as far as skill goes, as far as all players go. Yeah. I think 2K is like 50th percentile, I think.
Yeah, I think it's something like that, yeah.
Anywho, it happened. He had an Assault Cuirass, a Shadow Blade, Phase Boots, and Desolator. Yeah. He didn't pick up Ags on Witch Doctor, which is great.
Yeah. Did he pick up a BKB?
No.
No, what is he doing?
He just had the Shadow Blade. Okay, this guy's name with Donald Trump .high energy.
Okay. And that's why he won.
Yeah, that's
why he won.
He kept saying like make Dire great again and stuff like that.
Did he ever say anything about building the wall?
No.
Oh, no. Come on. He wasn't doing it right.
But I'm here to tell you this Donald Trump player made the Dire great again and was very high energy.
So so you're pulling for Donald Trump?
Like in game I am. Politically in America, hell no. So,
if everyone could see Brian's face, it was funny.
Yeah,
that's why I'm laughing.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's enough of us talking about our matches. We don't have Cheeks here today, unfortunately. But it works out because on patch days, we just talk about the news and finish the show. So no chatting with Cheeks, no Noobs Ask Noobs this week. So. You get us talking about bullcrap for the next 45 minutes or whatever.
And reading off a computer screen.
Correct, yes. So Josh, let's kick it over to the news.
To read the future, I need entrails.
Cool.
So you wanted to talk about We Play Dota before we get into the patch. The what was it? Is that what it's called? We
play season 3, I think.
Yeah.
Do they have like a tournament at the end, or do they just call it season 3 and then it's like?
I'm not really sure.
Because like when I think about seasons in any other sport, it's like regular season,
Well, I think they have like an ongoing league.
Okay.
And then maybe this is just like an invitation tournament. I'm not really sure.
I don't know. Either.
Regardless, there was a Russian, or no, it was in Ukraine. I think. Was it in Kiev? I think it was in Kiev. There was a CIS LAN tournament that happened this weekend. And it happened like right after the new patch dropped, like group stage started.
Yeah.
So you wanted to talk a little bit about what we're starting to see.
Yeah. Okay. It's huge. There's a Southeast Asia for the We Play. There's Americas. There is a Europe West and East divisions. So it's huge.
Yeah.
This we play. Okay, so let me go back here. It was the finals.
Makes for great radio.
So it was, yeah. Oh, yeah. So I guess the winners. The winners were, where am I? What's going on here?
MVP Phoenix.
Yeah, MVP Phoenix. They beat Vega Squadron 3-1.
So did EG? We were watching EG kind of closely. Did they wind up getting third place?
Yeah, they ended up getting third, which, by the way, is like their third place in a row. Third place or higher in a row.
They've had team issues.
Yeah, and if I'm being honest, I think I would take a team placing third 9 times in a row than a team that would place first and then like 10th and
yeah,
like
they're
6th.
They're very consistent.
And 9th, and then place second and then 9th and 10th. You know.
Yeah.
So it's almost like they gotta gel together and tweak. You know.
You gotta gel. Yeah.
So.
I know it's kind of early to talk about meta games, but what have we been seeing?
Well,
what have you observed?
Yeah, what I've seen is, well, one, Quap is back. She's not fully back like TI5, but she's come back.
She's been getting picked up here and there.
Yeah. And she's been getting banned. So like, she's still a a high quality mid.
We got these new headphones, and this cord has just been a nightmare for me. It's like a coiled cord because
they're nice.
They're nice headphones, but the cord, I just can't figure out what to do with the cord.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm seeing a lot of everything. Everyone is seeing a lot of everything, you know?
Yeah.
There was some Drow being played. There was, looks like Medusa. I mean, Oracle's getting picked up.
In the finals, Venomancer was played twice mid.
Yeah.
I know Sumail had been playing Mirana a lot.
Yep, Mirana mid. Slardar's getting picked up quite a bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
EG picked a Broodmother game 3 against Vega, which apparently didn't work out. I mean, Axe is getting back, obviously, because the changes to Blade Mail. And his, what is that, Helix?
Counter Helix, yeah.
Counter Helix, it does pure damage now.
Yeah.
He's back. Lich is back on the scene because his sacrifice, in theory, it does like what, 60% at level 1?
It's 40.
40.
Well, so they changed how much the range creep is worth XP wise.
Yeah.
And then just that alone made Lich a little more valuable.
Mm-hmm. Because if you sacrifice the range creep, it pulls 40% away from them in terms of XP.
No, it's all of it. And then it gives
40, it's all of
and
the
then
XP.
It gives a certain percentage to your allies.
Yeah. So it would be like, I don't know, 50.
Yeah.
Wow. 40% of the total XP for the...
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I told Jared and I had an argument about this, and he's a good hero early game, but his late game is still just so rough.
Yeah.
So I still don't know whether you pick him or not.
But
it comes down to like whether, early game, does early game matter more now? I don't know.
Yeah, and I think Valve and IceFrog are trying to space it out a little because, I mean, we'll talk about the patch a little here in a little bit, but it seems like they're trying to push games later with terms of like, what is it, the Knowledge Tome? I don't know if you heard about it. You can buy it and it gives you XP.
The towers
having
aura.
armor, an aura, and things of that nature. So, yeah, I mean, it's like EG ran some Anti-Mage. They ran a Legion. You still see Lone Druid getting picked up.
Some of those heroes, though, I feel like are for the most part are heroes that are always going to be in the meta just because of their ability set.
Yeah. Bounty Hunter's still extremely popular.
Yeah.
Faceless is still popular. I watched Team Empire against Adfian. Adfian?
Ed Finum?
Yeah. That was a really good game. It went super late, 64 minutes on game 1. So they had like an Ember Spirit getting picked up. Ursa still getting picked up. PL, we're seeing quite a bit of PL. And still picks like Winter Wyvern, Quap.
Winter Wyvern was off the scene for a bit and is kind of back now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why that is.
Yeah. Disruptor's getting picked up. I think Alchemist is going to get really popular.
Do you think so?
Yeah. I saw him get picked up quite a bit, and then I saw Arteezy playing him. So if Arteezy's playing him, Secret's going to play him a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just Cleanse is getting picked up. Everybody, it's just as what we saw last patch. Everybody's getting picked up.
We're still kind of in that stage where we're kind of falling into a little bit of a meta.
Yeah, we can't.
I feel like even in the last patch, there was you didn't really have one particular strategy that worked better than others. It was a good patch.
Yeah, except the OD Invoker.
Yeah.
Those were definitely pickups, but so the We Play Season 3 finals were won by MVP Phoenix. Best of 5, but they won 3-1. So yeah. I mean, Jakiro got picked up.
I know.
By them.
It's exciting.
Juggernaut is getting picked up quite a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Alchemist again. A Viper by Vega. Drow. I mean, it's everybody.
It's everybody. Yeah. People are still trying to figure out what the quote-unquote OP heroes are right now.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we haven't seen Axmore, though he may have been getting banned a lot.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think he was getting banned.
Yeah.
So.
All right, well, let's move on to the patch notes.
Sounds great.
Let's talk about it. All right, so the standard thing that we do, we set a timer for, how long do we want to go, 45 minutes?
I think we said 45, but what are we at right now?
We're 30 minutes in.
I don't know.
Let's go for 30 minutes.
Let's go 30.
We'll go for 30 minutes, and then whatever we don't get to, we'll pick up next week. We'll go from there.
Viewers are like, yes. Great.
Yes. That sounds great, guys. Okay, 30 minutes on the clock for us to bullshit about 6.87 patch notes. Here we go. All right.
You already wasted a second.
You're wasting time now. So, okay. Ranked all pick was changed.
Okay. How's it changed?
When you load into the game, everyone gets to vote for somebody they want to ban.
Yep.
You can't see who banned what. Okay. You just know that a hero was voted to be banned.
Yeah.
10 heroes are voted on, 5 are banned.
Okay.
And they have it worked out so that the 5th, so it's like two from one team, 2 from the other, and then the 5th is like a coin flip.
Yeah.
For what side gets the hero they want to ban.
No, that's it. That's if everyone bans. Which, by the way, it's like,
why wouldn't you though?
I've played, I think, 2 ranked all pick now, and like 3 people pick, excluding me.
Really?
It's a 15-second gap in which like you load in, and like some people lag to load in, and then like you have like 7 seconds, and then you don't even think. You're like, oh, I'm just gonna sit here, or you're on another like screen. So
maybe they need to give us more time.
I think they need to bump it up.
Yeah,
which is what the community has said. So
I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, why don't they just give everybody like one person to ban? Mm-hmm. But then it's not called all pick then, right? Because you play all pick because you're you can play whatever you want.
Yeah. So you're saying that like
I think we need a new game mode. I think I want one where everybody bans one person.
Yeah.
And then you just pick.
Okay. So like all ban.
All ban. Yeah. I'd be
you
into
heard it first. You heard it first here. All ban.
Yeah. So there's that. I think that's a step in the right direction because it makes all pick a little less.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it just comes down to like, well, my team picked a bunch of idiots.
Yeah.
And we're screwed.
They picked the OD or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if everyone on your team picks the same hero, it's gonna get banned.
Yeah.
So.
Next item. Each team now has a scan ability available on the mini-map UI. Details on this. Scans a targeted 900 AoE for 8 seconds. Indicates whether there are enemy heroes in that area during the 8 seconds. Starts on cooldown and has a team-wide global cooldown of 4.5 seconds. Does not consider units inside the Roshan pit, but does consider smoked units. Does not show how many heroes there are. Just if there's somebody there. So,
I don't know what it is. It is
if I'm being honest, I read this and I was like, this is dumb. We're like using StarCraft command centers now.
Yeah.
I am not. I don't know why this is a thing. To be totally honest.
Yeah.
I've never played any match where I was just like, man, if only we had a global scan ability or some way to globally figure out where dudes are.
Yeah. I honestly think the only use you can see it is if you're like, we're committing hard, like we're going to scan and see if they're there first, and if we get something, we're going there. Or, we're going to Roche, let's see if they're at the secret shop. And that's what I've seen most teams do.
Yeah. That's part of what I was wondering, is if this was a kind of an indirect nerf to Roshan, maybe. Because
I don't
know, because you can. Well, no, it would only be a buff to the people who are doing Roshan, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it depends, because you can find out whether, if you think a team's going into Roshan, you can see if they're like smoking to go into Roshan or something.
Yeah.
But it can work the other way around too, where you're doing Roshan.
Yeah.
And then you can see if like, the Dire's coming through the secret shop or something.
Yeah,
like
I could see if it would be more of a indirect nerf, as if you could do it in the pit, but you can't. So like, maybe it's like an indirect nerf to Dire, because
you think so?
Yeah, because they have one main path in there. They don't anymore, I guess, since if they would have not changed that like pathway.
Yeah.
But I could see it as an indirect nerf to Dire, because you mainly go through the secret shop,
Yeah, right.
So I don't know.
Yeah, it seems pretty. I mean, it's pretty versatile. You can use it for ganks. Use it if wondering if somebody's farming the jungle or something.
Yeah.
Or
well, it's a lot smaller than you think.
It is.
The
it's
search
quite
radius
small.
is really small.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw this and I wasn't super excited. Just really confused.
Yeah.
I don't hate it, but it's just kind of confusing to me. And like when you're watching like pro matches, like it's confusing when you're watching like pro matches and stuff too, because it's not terribly obvious that it's being used.
Yeah, it's not. There's no like noise or anything. Yeah. And I think that's another thing that they should update is the noise, and maybe like more of a visual, because someone posted it. It looks like a TP on your map now, like a teleport. Obviously, a teleport gets smaller, I think, but yeah, it looks exactly like a teleport. So, yeah, I think they're gonna have to change something to it. It almost looks like they threw in an unpolished rock into a polished stone field.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. A couple of housekeeping things. Starting HP increased from 180 to 200, which is nice for supports. HP per strength increased from 19 to 20. Hero-based mana increased from 0 to 50.
Okay.
Which that's kind of a bit of a buff to like, like to heroes that use, they cast one ability and it uses like half their mana pool.
Yeah, like a Earthshaker.
Yeah, something like
like
that.
a Sven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a nice buff to those folks. Something that I think is kind of minor but very interesting is that intelligence now increases your spell damage by 1% per 16 intelligence points.
And if you get like a shit ton of mana, it can do a lot. But
yeah.
I think
you mean intelligence?
Yeah, intelligence. But I think even for a lot of people, it's like not. It's not.
I think it's just to help intelligence carries and cores scale just a little better into the late game.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, you pick up like an ultimate orb. That's like, what, 0.6 spell damage? 0.6% spell damage. Whatever 6 divided by 10 is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or 10 divided by 16, whatever. This isn't We Like Math. This is We Like Dota.
Because it's every 16, right?
Yeah.
You get 1%.
Yeah, right.
So it would be like 1.2% damage increase.
16's a lot. 16's a lot.
Yeah.
Right? Because a Staff of Wizardry gives you 10.
Yeah.
And that costs
$1,000.
$1,000.
Yeah.
Right.
$1,000.
$1,000. So that's great. Lane creep health upgraded from 10 to 12 HP. Great. Let's see. Towers now grant an armor aura to allied heroes.
Yeah.
So the tier 1 gives you +1 armor, which that's not a huge deal.
Yeah.
But 2, 3, and 4 give you +3, which is kind of nice.
Yeah. Defending high ground got just a little bit better.
Well, defending any tower, I think, got a little bit better.
Yeah.
I'm willing to sacrifice tier 1s a little bit. Especially like their offlane tier 1, like who cares?
Yeah. I think it also helps if you're getting dove on. I think that helps you just a little bit more. I mean, how much, like 1 armor, what would that do for you?
I don't know. I don't know what the effective HP you get out of that is.
Shit, I don't know. It's like more physical damage reduction, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know what that is, but I know 1 isn't a crazy amount.
Yeah, it's not going to like save you.
It's not. It's not game breaking. It'll help a little, yeah. But 3 is something like to me I read this and I was like, "Oh, okay, like I'm going to try to defend my tier 2s a little bit more now."
Yeah.
After reading this.
And the Radiant got moved a little bit too. They're tier 2 in the bottom jungle, I think. In the bottom lane.
Yeah, right. The initial bounty rune no longer gives experience, so you don't have. Hopefully, you won't have teammates diving like crazy for some of these things because it used to give you half the way to level 2.
Yeah,
that's really nice.
Yeah, and that was
But you just get some
really
bonus
nice for
gold
mid
now.
laner too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you get that much farther ahead.
So with some of these buffs, it seems like they're trying to slow the game down a little bit, which I don't know if I agree with because I played an 80-minute long match that was dreadful.
Yeah.
But I think that's partly due to because like pub teams, it's hard to organize people to just push and end the game.
Yeah.
Tower true sight range reduced from 900 to 700. Great. I saw a post on Reddit with a couple extra ward opportunities that opened up with that. Not game breaking or anything, but still interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see what else matters here. Melee creep gold bounty reduced from 40 to 38. Melee and ranged creep gold bounty upgrade over time increased from 1 to 2. So you're getting a little bit more gold from creeps as the game goes on. Melee creep experience reduced from 62 to 45. And this is a big deal. Range creep experience increased from 41 to 90. So like the range creep, I think I read on Reddit that the range creep is now like 40% of creep XP.
Yeah.
So we were talking about it earlier, like if you're Lich, if you're denying that range creep every single time, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Now, granted, we did have 6.87B drop already.
Yeah.
And
because everyone was
picking Lich.
Yeah.
And his level 1 sacrifice cooldown is 60 seconds now. So you're getting every other range creep now with that. So,
okay.
A little more balance.
Yeah.
Experience required to get to level 8 and 9 rescaled from 600 and 1200 to 800 and 1000. So, not sure what that matters.
Yeah.
Evasion now uses pseudo-random distribution, which I kind of like that. Makes it a little more... Well, the way this works is that, like, if you have evasion, like, the longer you go... Long story short, with, like, pseudo-random distribution, like, if you have a Skull Basher...
Yeah.
The longer you go without getting a bash, the more likely you are to get a bash.
Yeah.
So this kind of helps smooth things out a little bit, take some of the RNG out of things, which I'm always a fan of.
Yeah.
Let's see. The large centaur camp now spawns 2 centaurs instead of 1.
Yeah, that's nice.
Well, I think because that centaur gives like some sort of like magic aura, right? That stacks. So it makes stacking a little more rough because there's 2 of those dudes now instead of just the 1. Roshan magic resistance reduced from 75 to 55%. So that's nice. Can nuke him down a little bit more.
Yeah.
His HP is increased from 7,500 plus 125 per minute to 8,000 plus 175 per minute. So making Roshan a little bit more sturdy as time goes on. And the XP bounty was changed pretty drastically from 1789 at all levels to 750 plus 20 per minute. So he gives, I think pre 50 minutes, he gives less XP and then gives, like, that's kind of the breaking point. So past then, it gives like the same amount.
Yeah. I found something on the armor.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
So, if you have +1 armor, they are now hitting you for 94%. So, like, it would be like a damage reduction for them. So, like...
Yeah, but if you're getting hit with, like, physical attacks only...
Yeah.
Does it say, like, how much...
It's just damage...
HP that gives you, essentially?
Well, I mean, if they're hitting you... Let's say they're hitting you for 100, they're now going to hit you for 94. With +1 armor.
Yeah. Okay.
So
that's not a huge amount.
Early game, it's not crazy, but if you're sitting on, like, 40 health and they hit for 45... You might live.
You might live, yeah.
So, I'm just ahead. I don't know.
No, it's good. Thank you.
But if you have +10, they're only hitting you for 62 of the percentage. And then even, like, it doesn't scale that well, though. Because if they have -20 armor, it's only 45%. So, like, if you have +20, it's 45. But if you have +10, it's only 62.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, gosh. I'm real sorry.
It's okay. Let's see here. The following buffs are now purgeable: Nightmare, Spawn Spiderling, Malefice, which I think is a big deal on Enigma, Cold Snap on Invoker. You can purge that now.
That's great.
Corrosive Skin from Viper, which that's actually pretty nice, and Leap movement speed buff. So kind of a nerf to Invoker and Enigma there.
Debuff movement speed, is that what you said?
Yeah, from Leap, the Marana.
Oh, the Marana Leap. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Illusions now benefit from damage block, which that actually seems really nice, right?
Like on a Vanguard?
Vanguard, Stout Shield, yeah. I think it's because I think they did that because some of the item changes now. You know, like Vanguard builds into Abyssal Blade and stuff like that now.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't know. They changed around some of the pick order and pick time for Captain's Mode to make that a little more balanced. Because it used to be if you had first pick, I think you got... So if you had first pick, I think you had last pick as well.
Oh, okay.
So if you have... Yeah, so if you have first pick, you no longer get last pick.
Yeah.
So they're making that a little bit balanced, which is good.
Yeah. Well, I think that was a little change too because they changed around the Dire side a little bit.
Yeah.
And so I think maybe they're trying because everyone wanted Dire. Mm-hmm. And so maybe they're changing around to try and I don't know, mix a little
bit.
Yeah. What side do we want? You know. So.
Changed around some stuff with armor types. Great, simplifying some of the like really weird.
Yeah. Like
really deep mechanics, which I think is fantastic.
Was there a major one on that? Like a.
Roshan's armor type has changed from basic to hero.
Okay. Which
changes some of the ways he takes damage. So look into that a little bit. Just look that up on Dota 2 Wiki. It doesn't make good radio. There was a lot of terrain changes, some new ward points and stuff, ward spots. Especially, I like that one in the Dire Jungle now.
Where's that one at?
It's like over by the ramp by the easy camp. Mm-hmm. It's ish in that area.
Okay.
But just go check those out. I was describing terrain changes as dumb.
Yeah, pretty boring.
Yeah, pretty boring. Let's talk new items.
Okay.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So new items. At first, I was really disappointed because I was like, oh my gosh, more items in Dota 2. Like, I already feel like there's so many items.
Yeah.
There's a ton of items in this game. It makes it so hard to get into it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like we've talked about this before. Like, it's kind of what I like about Dota 2 is like the skill ceiling is infinite. Mm-hmm. You know, there's always
changing.
Always changing. Always something to learn.
Well, and my initial reaction was there. A little of these seem a little funky, like what they do, and kind of like what their passive and active abilities are. I feel like, honestly, no other items have these. Like, you know,
They're fresh. Yeah, they're new and
they're
fresh.
definitely like
We'll see some. We have not seen.
Oh yeah.
What's going to happen with these items yet? What the ramifications
or
of them are.
who's a certain one like Echo Saber, which we'll get to, but
yeah,
it's like Echo Saber. Who's it really good on? Because like I've read so many posts and articles on who it should be on.
It's not good on Luna. I can tell you that.
It's not good on Luna because she's not melee. But but yeah, I feel that it's no one really knows yet.
Yeah, right.
And everyone has different theories and all that. But until the pros really step out and decide to get an item like that, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, right.
Because it's not going to climb through the pubs.
Mm-hmm.
It might, but I don't know.
So the first item here is Bloodthorn. This is the new This is the highest cost item in the game now.
Okay.
Above Divine Rapier,
which is crazy.
Yeah. So this is built from an orchid, a chrysalis, and a recipe. It provides plus 25 intelligence, plus 30 attack speed, 60 damage, and plus 150 mana regen. The passive on it is the one from Chrysalis, grants a chance to land a critical hit. The active on it, all attacks silence. Well, so it silences, like Orchid does. Mm-hmm. But then all attacks on the silence target, including from allies, gain True Strike, which means your attacks will always hit, I believe, and a 1.35 chance to critical hit.
So everyone's attacks.
Everyone.
Wow.
Yeah.
So who do you think? Do you foresee?
No, I'm sorry. It's not a 1.35 chance to critical hit. That is like the crit amount. Crit. Okay. I don't know what the chance is.
Yeah.
I would assume it's the same from Chrysalis.
Yeah. Who do you think this could be good on?
Well, you want to get this on like
Orchid carriers. Already.
Orchid carriers, your intelligence carries, I think it'd be good on.
Yeah. Kind of like
I can see this being really good on like on Quap, on Lena. I think it'd be really good on.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really good on Lena actually with her fiery soul buff or whatever it is.
I could even see. I was thinking the other day, if Clinks goes Orchid, this could be a really good progression into the late game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because sometimes you're like, is this Orchid enough?
Especially with Strafe.
Yeah, yeah. So I could foresee that being really good. And then I see a lot of Nature's Prophets pick it up.
I can see that if you're going for like a ganky.
If you're going Orchid already, yeah. So.
But I will say, I think the cost makes it pretty. I don't think you're going to be getting it a ton.
Yeah, no, you're basically going to be like, well, I got Orchid, and then it's like later game, you're like, it would be nice if I had this,
Yeah. We'll see.
My question is, was Orchid ever being like sold at the end of games for another item?
Well,
like the value of it was not keeping, or
yeah, I don't know, because that's kind of like a pretty heavy mid-game item.
Yeah.
But that silence on it, I think is, to me, that seems like it's good until at all stages of the game,
Yeah. So maybe it just bumped the value up, the late game value up a little bit,
Yeah.
Because you're going to add a little bit of damage and all that, so.
Next item is the Echo Saber. It's a new item formed from a Oblivion staff and an Ogre Club. Cost 2,650 US gold dollars. And it provides 10 strength, 10 intelligence, 10 attack speed, 15 damage, and plus 75 mana regen. There's a passive on it. Causes melee attacks to attack twice in quick succession. Your double attack applies a 0.6 second 100% move speed and attack speed slow. Has a 5-second cooldown.
So you're almost like...
The passive only works on melee heroes.
Yeah. You're almost like rooted because you're not being stunned. So if like...
Yeah.
If you're teleporting out and this person hits you...
It's a sniper shrapnel. Or a headshot, yeah.
Okay.
Right, because that applies a 100% move speed slow, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
You're just kind of bit.
So this thing, here's one I know for sure. Io's Tether. That applies a 100% move speed slow debuff.
It does?
It does, yeah.
Okay.
The Tether does. So yeah, this thing, I can see this being really good on like Wraith King and Sven.
Yeah.
And Bristleback.
Yeah, I've heard like Slark. It's really good on.
Slark.
Yeah.
Genki heroes, right? I would think. Genki heroes, and I think a lot of melee heroes who tend to get kited around pretty easily. I think this would be good on.
Maybe Ursa. I feel like it would probably get sold.
Well, he's got like the thing that stacks that gives him that attack speed, right?
Yeah, but like, what if you had an extra attack in there?
Yeah, that's true. Like if you're getting
quicker succession.
Yeah, because if you're getting kited around,
yeah,
it's like awesome to get off 2 instead of 1.
Yeah,
and the chance to have like a skull basher hit or something, or
yeah, maybe.
Yeah. All right. Blightstone. This is a new item. Costs 300 gold. Has a passive. Reduces armor by 2 on attack. Available in the side shop. It's used in Desolator and Medallion of Courage. So this is, to me, this is kind of an item that explains for why like Medallion and Desolator do the armor debuff. You know, instead of just buying a recipe.
Yeah, and I think it's it also can be a little better in terms of like Desolator scale, like not late game, but like before you
build up.
Yeah, the build up. Because like with a Desolator, you just get like what's the Iron Warhammer, whatever that thing is.
Mithril Hammer.
Yeah. You would just get like one of those, and then you would finish it or whatever.
Yeah.
So maybe instead of you get the small item, that helps you for, you know, a little more right away.
Yeah, I think it makes a ton of sense because like people who would buy like Orb of Venom, like you could buy Blightstone.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you're buying Orb of Venom for the slow a lot, but like, you know, this would be a good item in the early game on like Dazzle or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Next up, Infused Raindrops. It's a new consumable item. Costs 225 gold, provides 0.85 mana regen, which I think is what Ring of Basilius gives.
Okay.
It has a passive, comes with 5 charges. The item is destroyed when it reaches 0 charges. When you receive over 50 magic damage, it procs, consuming a charge and blocking 120 magic damage. The proc has a 4-second cooldown and becomes available for purchase at the 3-minute mark. So to me, this says like mid lane all over it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, especially if you're going up against like Ember Spirit or like Quap or Lina.
Yeah.
Shadow Fiend.
Yeah. So if it's over 125, is that what it is?
When you receive over 50 magic damage, it consumes a charge and blocks 120 magic damage.
Okay, so if you take 300, it would block 120.
Right.
Of that 300.
I think that's how that works, yeah. So, yeah. I think this is an item that could change up the landing stage quite drastically. We just haven't really seen it do that yet.
Yeah, it'll have to... Yeah.
Next up is Wind Lace. Costs 225 gold and gives plus 20 movement speed. It's now an item used in Drum and Yule Scepter. Multiple Wind Laces do not stack.
Which pros are picking this up, so everyone is jumping on this train right away.
Yeah. Well, it makes a lot of sense, especially if you're going to build into either of those 2 items.
Yeah.
You know, you buy boots and then, you know, extra movement speed, especially if you're like an early game like Tidehunter or Earthshaker or something like that. You know, real good to help, you know, get that positioning off.
I saw Lion pick it up quite a bit.
Lion! Great.
Lion, great hero.
Oh, is that all you have to say?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I don't...
Wow, Josh, great commentary there.
I mean, it was like, I saw the supports picking it up mid-game.
Yeah.
In the pro matches. The ones that like are initiations, but they don't have Blink Dagger yet, or they even do have Blink Dagger and they just want the more movement speed. Yeah, just those type of heroes that like the PPDs who are like, I only have enough gold for 220 item.
Better buy Wind Lace.
There's nothing in the store, but this extra 20 movement speed would keep me from dying, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm 95% proficient with my movements, you know?
Right.
So, there. I didn't know you wanted more.
Good job. Tome of Knowledge. This is a new consumable item. Starts out of stock and increments stock every 10 minutes. Costs 150 gold and grants 425 experience.
Super cool item.
Yes, and this is a support item, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
it's to help your supports who maybe didn't have a good laning stage or are falling behind in levels or something.
Mm-hmm. But it's also a hey, I'm the carry and no one's buying this item. I'm just gonna buy it.
No.
Yeah, dude.
No.
Are you
because
serious?
you can go farm the jungle.
So what? But listen,
there's so many things you can do for XP.
What if no one buys it?
I was just gonna say,
what if no one buys it?
I can't wait for some carry to be like, noob support didn't give me tome.
Okay,
we lost. GG.
That's whatever. No, screw that crap. What I'm saying is that, like, what if no one ever buys it? What if it's 30 minutes in and there's 3 in the shop?
Fine, go for it.
Okay, that's all. That's all.
Okay. But as a support,
yes, yeah, I totally agree that it's worth the support. It's for the support.
Especially, I don't know how the XP, like how much XP you need to get to certain levels, but we did just read that like getting from 8 to 9 is like 800 and 1,000.
Yeah.
So that's like half a level in some cases.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. So, and at that point, you could only be level like 6 at minute 10. So like, or even 5, and bumping you from 5 to 6, and then you go team fight. That could be great.
Huge.
Yeah. So I mean, it's for the supports.
I've had games where it's been like, oh my gosh, it's like 12 minutes in, I'm playing support. I don't even have my ultimate yet, or something like that. Like I'm sitting on brown boots, I'm having a tough time.
Yeah.
It could help.
Oh yeah, I definitely don't agree. It's for the supports.
All right, next item, and then that's all we have time for.
Oh, okay.
Or do you want to go through? Okay, here's what we'll do. All right, I'm gonna stop the timer. I'm gonna keep
cheater.
I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it going. So we're gonna talk about Hurricane Pike, and then some minor item changes.
Okay.
Or not minor, some item changes.
How many are there?
I don't know. I'm not gonna go through all of them.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna be selective. Okay, Hurricane Pike is built from 4 staff, dragon lance, and a recipe. Costs 4,375 US gold coin. Provides 20 agility, 15 strength, 10 intelligence, 4 HP regen, and 130 attack range. Usable only on ranged heroes.
Okay.
Can you imagine if that was usable on melee heroes? That'd be stupid.
Well, what's the passive?
When used on an enemy, it pushes you both away from each other, 450 units each, and allows you to attack that target without range restriction for 4 attacks.
Isn't that crazy?
For a maximum of 5 seconds. Does not give vision over the enemy. Works normally like Force Staff when used on self or allies.
Okay. So this is
cool.
Have you seen some of the funny stuff people do with it?
Yeah, like you can use it and then like TP back to Fountain.
Yeah, it's like Enchantress does it with her impetus, and so like it looks like an artillery strike coming in because they're so far away.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, but
so this thing's really cool. I was using it on. I played a bot match with I think Drow Ranger. Mm-hmm. It was great on her.
That makes sense. That's
yeah.
Or
like Sniper. People who get jumped on. I think that's what it's for, is right? Mm-hmm. Like range heroes who commonly get jumped on to kind of help
push
them.
you both away.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't thought about any practical heroes besides the silly Enchantress stuff.
Yeah. Well, they also changed Dragonlance so that it now gives you build it from an Ogre Club and 2 bands of Elven Skin, so it now gives agility. 15 strength, 15 agility, and plus 30 attack range. Like as a ranged hero, I want that stuff way more than I wanted the plus 10 strength, damage, and attack speed.
Yeah.
I would much rather have the strength, agility, and then just the attack range.
Yeah, so Dragonlance is a little bit better now.
I think so. Yeah, the heroes that it made sense to buy on
makes a little more sense now.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's Dragonlance or Hurricane Pike. That thing's kind of cool.
Yeah,
it's fun. Item changes. Skull Basher, they reduced the damage a little bit, and the recipe costs a little less. Big changes on Abyssal Blade. It now builds from a Basher, a Vanguard, and a 1,550 recipe. So it previously provided all the normal Skull Basher stuff, plus 10 strength and plus 70 damage from the Relic.
Yeah.
But it now provides plus 10 strength, plus 10 damage, plus 250 health, and plus 15 HP regen, which that regen's really nice.
Yeah, but that's like a huge nerf. That's like 50 less damage.
The overwhelm mana cost went from 150 to 75, and the cooldown went from 60 to 35. That's a big reduction in that stuff. The bash damage went down a little bit as well.
Yeah, but the whole overall damage went down too. From like 50.
I mean, it is a nerf to the item.
Yeah.
The damage component, yes.
Yeah.
But that 2-second stun that goes through BKB is now on a 35-second cooldown.
Yeah. So you could probably use it maybe twice.
I think you're just buying it on different heroes now.
Yeah. So, yeah. So you still getting on AM? You think so? You can lock them down while right-click them?
Yeah, I think so. I think it makes sense now because you would build into the Vanguard.
Yeah.
I think this also is kind of a buff to Vanguard a lot in some ways too. Because now, you used to buy Vanguard and it was just like, well, what am I going to build this into now?
Yeah, nothing.
Crimson Guard, great.
They have no right clickers.
Yeah, great.
Great.
So it kind of helps that out a little
Vanguard
bit
in the first place.
Yeah.
Wow, great.
So I think it changes who you build it on.
Yeah.
Instead of like hard strength carries.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What else? The Unholy Strength on Armlet now gives 5 armor.
Yeah, which Armlet is getting picked up like crazy.
Which Armlet provides 5 armor, and oh my goodness, it increases to 10 while you have it on.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Nuts. That makes that item so... It was already good to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yes, you're doing the whole, like, draining HP to get higher stats and stuff. But as far as, like, efficiency goes, it's crazy. Yeah. Blade Mail. Blade Mail got a nice buff. Now returns damage before any kind of reductions.
So OP.
And returns it in the same type as it was received.
So OP. So it's like pure damage, basically. Return.
Well, if you're taking pure damage in, it reflects it back as pure damage.
Yeah, but it's before reductions. So, like...
Correct.
If I just right-click for 150, I'm going to take 150 back.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
In that regard, yes.
And it goes through BKB.
Well, if the type of damage you're taking goes through BKB, it does as well. So, like, if you have Blade Mail up...
Yeah.
And let's say let's say you're Axe and you have Blade Mail on.
Yeah.
I'm Lena and I have BKB on.
Yeah.
And I shoot a thing at you, a Q, whatever her Q is, her Dragon Slave.
Okay. Then, yeah, it doesn't.
You'll take damage, but I'm not going to take damage because that's magic damage and it doesn't go through BKB.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
But if it's a right click, it's coming back towards me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah. Which I think that may get nerfed, I think.
Yeah.
Because before, wasn't it?
See, I don't know, because...
Before, wasn't it if you have BKB and I right-clicked someone with Blade Mail, it didn't matter?
It was everything, yeah. So, in some ways...
So maybe, I don't know.
I don't know, because in some ways, like, I think this is fine, because one item used to counter Blade Mail.
Yeah, no.
BKB would.
Yeah.
So, I think this is cool. I think it opens up the possibility of who can buy Blade Mail, maybe. Maybe if you're a... 4th position support, in some ways it makes sense to pick this up. It's kind of like a poor man's like Lotus Orb in some ways or something, or like a poor man's Shallow Grave in some ways, I guess.
Or maybe like it's kind of maybe can replace Ghost Scepter a little bit if they have some magical damage.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah. So I don't.
That's actually a really good point.
Yeah,
for like supports who just keep getting nuked down. Some buffs to Crimson Guard, nothing huge. Desolator now requires Blightstone instead of a 300 recipe, which I like that change. Diffusal Blade, Purge cooldown increase from 0 to 2. Mana Burn was slightly nerfed for illusions. It was buffed for heroes.
I feel like that's an indirect nerf to Spectre.
Spectre, yeah.
Yeah, the crazy Spectre Manta build.
Yeah, Spectre and
AM.
anyone
PL.
Anyone who builds Diffusal Blade.
Yeah.
Dragonlance we already talked about. Gem of Endurance. It's now changed. It previously provided 9 intelligence, strength, agility, and gave 3 damage. now provides 9 intelligence, 6 strength, 3 agility, 3 damage, and 3 HP regen.
Ugh.
So it makes more sense to buy this on intelligence cores, I think. Intelligence carries. Isn't quite as much of a go-to on like agility carries.
Yeah.
In strength heroes in some ways.
Yeah.
But definitely agility carries aren't going to be getting this anymore, I don't think.
No.
But it now builds from Bracer, Ring of Regen, Windlace, and a 700 recipe. That HP regen is really nice, though. I will say that.
Yeah. It didn't have that before?
No.
Okay.
Yule Scepter now requires Windlace instead of Sage's Mask.
So more mana regen.
Yeah, I guess not. Right?
No, because it still is the 100% from the Void Stone.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else? Heart of Taras strength bonus increased from 40 to 45.
What?
Health bonus reduced from 300 to 250, though.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of a wash there, I think. Heaven's Halberd, disarm duration on ranged targets increased from 4.5 to 5.5.
Holy cow.
Not bad.
That's a whole second longer.
Yeah.
That's one whole second longer.
Nobody will... I can almost guarantee you, nobody will buy it still.
Nope.
Yeah. Hood of Defiance removed 1 Ring of Regen from Hood of Defiance, and the HP regen was updated to match that change.
Sweet.
So, there you go.
Sounds delicious.
Lotus Orb now requires an energy booster instead of a 900 gold recipe, so kind of helps you build into that a little nicer.
Okay.
HP regen increased from 5 to 6.
Sweet.
Active damage amplification on Mask of Madness was reduced from 30 to 25%.
Okay.
So we might start to see that a little bit more, maybe.
Okay, because you used to take 30%.
Yeah,
now you're going to take 25%.
When the active was going, yeah. Observer wards, golden experience rescaled from 5100 to 125. So it used to be when you, like, if you de-warded and like killed an observer ward, you used to get a nice little chunk of experience out of it. Not the same anymore.
How much less do you get now?
It was 100. Now it's 25.
Oh man, that sucks.
You get twice as much gold for it though. You get 100 gold now.
Supports need the experience.
Yeah.
Though.
Right.
I don't think that's worthy at all.
Kind of punished you for warding.
Yeah, it really punished you for de-warding.